What's going on, guys? M1Finance here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a home gym update, or barn gym for me, for the beginning of 2022. In this video, we're going to do a tour of my entire barn. We're going to show the outside, the inside, all the equipment. We're going to talk about all the investment I've made, or my family's made, in terms of money, blood, sweat, and tears. And basically, I'm just excited to show you what we work with on a daily basis. My family believes that fitness and a healthy, active lifestyle is extremely important. So this is basically my second office. This is where we spend a lot of our time. And the great thing is we don't just use this barn for fitness. We've hosted parties here. My wife uses it for dance. We've got all sorts of stuff that I'm excited to show you guys today. At the end of the video, we're going to break down the cost of everything new and then tell you the total cost of the gym so far. And I'm going to include how long I think it would take for me to pay for a monthly gym membership to make up that money. So basically, did I get a return on investment? Spoiler alert, doesn't matter how much money it costs. For me, the return on investment is just happiness and the amount of times that I use something. Any investment that I make that is a material, for instance, like a new TV or something, I like to look at and how often am I going to use it and how long is it going to last me. So luckily with the barn gym, the idea of this is we're going to be using this for the rest of our lives. So let's get right into the video. So the way I've decided to shoot this video is I'm going to show each corner of the gym and I'm going to talk about anything new that we've bought. So you've already seen this, not too much has changed. We did get an extra box. This was donated by one of our gym members, Colin. Thank you very much. We still have the GHD sit-up machine. We got one of our cardio equipment, the rower, and then we have all of our shoes, ab mats, yoga mats, speakers, all kind of stuff like that. We do have some wall balls in there as well. So this corner is kind of walk in, put your stuff down, get ready to go for the day. Now in this corner right here, we do have pretty much the same stuff as before. We had our ski erg. We've got our bike. We did clean up the corner a little bit. There's not quite as much construction going on. I do always have tools on hand because I'd say at least once a week I'm doing something in the barn. There's always stuff to do. It's a never-ending job, but luckily I love it. Now this wall behind me is kind of the big addition. Now we did have the mirrors here for a while, but what we added was the large TV at the top. Now the significance of the TV is actually a few things. One thing we like to do is while we're working out, maybe we have some type of fitness motivation or whatever. But even bigger than that is my wife is actually a professional dancer and she likes to take dance classes. So she has a subscription where they have dance classes, download to her phone. We use Google Chromecast, we cast it up to the TV and she's able to take her dance classes in here. So for me, primarily fitness related. However, for my wife, she's using it for her dance classes. We also do yoga classes, we watch YouTube, stuff like that. So this TV I just had in my basement, not doing anything. It wasn't even being used. One random Saturday, we're just like, hey, what if we mounted a TV on the wall so we could watch YouTube while we're working out? Didn't spend a penny. Best decision we ever made. It took us maybe an hour to mount it up there. I mean, luckily we had the studs, we had the wall mount already. Really easy. So in this next corner, this is where we keep kind of the stockpile of everything. We got weights, we got kettlebells, we've got rings. We got some new stuff here though, and we're gonna get into this in one of the other corners, but what we have here is we have a V-grip attachment, and then we have this. This is called a landmine. And the idea of the landmine is you put it inside weights, and you're able to do a certain back exercise called a T-bar row. One of my favorite exercises, so pretty cool. So this corner behind me, these two walls, were the big changes, the big jobs of the summer. What we did is we added 16-inch studs, we added insulation, we went all around the window, and we did this whole corner with plywood so that way we could help retain the heat in here. Now I do have two heaters that hang from the ceiling, and last year in the winter, in New York it's pretty cold, we'd be able to heat up the barn probably 25 to 30 degrees. Now, however, with all this insulation, I can come out here about 30 minutes prior to us working out and it heats up almost 40 degrees warmer. It does a really good job. Very noticeable. The insulation has made a huge difference in how warm it is in here. We don't even need to wear hoodies or anything when we're working out. We usually start with them on, but as soon as we start moving, then the clothes start to come off. Not all of them, most of the time. As we get in here, if we take a closer look, we got the dumbbells. We got a new set of dumbbells. We have some 70-pound dumbbells from Rep Fitness. We added those to our list and we use those at least once a week. And the sad part is now I feel like I need 80-pound dumbbells because they're still not heavy enough. But, we added in the bar holder. This is a way to be a lot more organized. It holds all of our barbells. And then up here, this is a really cool device and it's really cheap. So I highly recommend this for anybody that has a garage gym. It was about $130 and it's just a pulley device. You can get it from Rogue Fitness. I'm not sponsored by them, But you can use that V-grip attachment, and then these attachments right here, this attachment right here, you put the weights on the bottom, it holds it up, and you have a lat pull down machine. So just like you would do lat pull downs at a global gym, you can use that device for only a little over $100 at your own home gym. So all in all, this whole job of insulating the walls, adding the studs, doing the sheathing, that kind of stuff, it did probably take 20 to 25 hours. Doesn't sound like that much time. My dad and I did all of the jobs ourselves. But the thing is, I got a kid now and I got a wife, so I can't just work, 10 hours on a Saturday. I do have to do other things. So it took us many weekends in a row where we'd work, 4 hours here, 4 hours there. So it did take us some time, but by doing the job ourselves, I got to have fun doing that stuff. I love any type of woodwork, and I also saved a lot of money. Now, when we go into the cost analysis, I'm gonna tell you how not only did I save money by actually doing the job myself, but just by being patient, especially in times now where inflation is so high, a lot of things are getting more and more expensive. So sometimes being patient can actually pay off in the long run. So that's the inside of the barn gym tour. We're gonna just go outside. I'm gonna show you the concrete job that took us the entire summer and a little bit of the fall, because once again, we did the majority of the work ourselves. And then after that, we're gonna go back into the office, look at how much everything cost us, how much money we saved, and then what is the rolling total for the barn gym? How much has it cost us so far? So let's go. So the last time I made this video, I didn't actually show the barn. So just a quick little outdoor view. Now, we are in New York and it's wintertime, so of course it's water everywhere, snow melting, and the backyard's in bad shape, but that's okay. One thing I want to point out is the new concrete job. So when we first moved into this place, didn't have any of this. And the reason I wanted this was actually multiple reasons. So the first thing is I want to be able to park a car back here. Now I do have a driveway that goes down the side. You can't see it because it's behind all these trees, but I do have a driveway that I can connect to this barn, and the barn itself has its own electric service. So if I decide to get a Tesla in the future, which is something I've thought about, I could easily park it back here. And so it already has a 220 outlet that would be perfect for charging an electric car. The other thing about this concrete is in the actual barn, it's a little bit bigger than a 3-car garage, and sometimes we have 4 or 5 people and it gets pretty crowded. So with this extra space here, we could come out here in the springtime, summer, and fall. We can do part of our workouts outside. So we'll bring out the boxes out here, bring out some of the cardio equipment. We can do all sorts of stuff out here. Really gives us a ton of extra space. It's I believe it's 18 feet wide by 40 feet long. Might be a little bit longer, but it's a pretty big pad. And then the last thing is we have a daughter, and because we live on a main road, it's not really the best place for her to be like learning how to ride a bike or driving around her big wheels or power wheels or something like that. So I'm hoping that we'll do a lot of hanging out back here. We got the little fire pit over there. Like I said, everything's in kind of rough shape right now, but this is winter in New York. So, but yeah, it'll be a safer spot for my daughter to hang out and for us to get our fitness in. So let's go on inside. Okay, so this is a spreadsheet that I made about 6 months ago, and I did show it in a previous video, but of course it's been updated since we've made the new purchases. So one thing I want to point out is the key right here. If it is highlighted in green, that means a friend or a member of our gym. And when I say member, I mean, just someone that comes and trains with me on a frequent basis, purchased that item and donated it to the Barn of Gains. Now, if it's split with a friend, that means we went in half and half on something, and the total cost here is what I spent out of pocket. So as you can see, if it was green and donated by a friend, I paid $0. If it's orange, for instance, right here, the actual Concept 2 rower cost $900. I only paid $450 out of pocket. So that's the way that I'm keeping total for my gym. So as we go down here, we have this box all the way down here highlighted. So these are the new items we bought this year. And in terms of cost, well, we got the new box and we got that lat pull down machine that once again I highly recommend. Well, for me, they were $0 because they were donated to me. Now, we do have the T-bar. Now we do have the landmine, $60 out of pocket, 2 wall balls. We got the dumbbells. The dumbbells are actually really expensive, especially because of shipping. So if you want to look at dumbbells, they're a great product. However, they are pretty expensive. You can always buy something like this on Amazon for a lot cheaper. However, for my barn gym, I only use brands that I believe in, such as Rogue Fitness, Rep Fitness, stuff like that, because I know that it's going to last a lifetime. So the insulation and lumber. So that whole project cost me around $900. Now, obviously, a lot of time was involved, and people believe that time is money. I agree. However, I enjoy doing stuff like this. The concrete project took even more time, a long time. It was a really, really big project. And my wife loves to tell the story that the day that I started this project, I borrowed my neighbor's bulldozer and I started, breaking ground, was actually the day before that she had the baby. So if you ask my wife, timing-wise, not quite the best time to start a massive project like that in your backyard. We got the project done now and she's really happy with the product. Notice here on the right, we have these two numbers highlighted in yellow. So the reason I put $2,500 here is because I bought this lumber rather recently. The cost of lumber has dropped dramatically. If I had purchased this about 3 months earlier, it would have been about 3 times as expensive. So I remember going to the store and seeing plywood was $90 for a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood. I was like, I'm not gonna buy that. I can't do it. It's just not worth it to me. So I waited about 3 months and I was able to get the plywood for $25 a sheet only 3 months later because the price finally did come down. So, with supply chain issues and inflation, prices do go up, but sometimes, not all the time, gas is another good example. Prices do go back down depending on what's going on in the world. So keep that in mind if you're ever doing a project. If something seems way too expensive, then maybe it is a good time to wait. Doesn't always work out in your favor, but for me it did. Now the concrete project, I spent $5,500. However, I got a quote to do the entire job and they wanted $18,000. I actually got multiple quotes and they ranged from $12,000 to $18,000. So $12,000 on the cheap end was the cheapest quote that I got. However, since I did 75% of the job myself, I spent $5,500 out of pocket. So significant savings for that. And a lot of people may wonder, well, do you really need the concrete? I guess I don't really need it. However, I wanted it. My family uses it. So for us, that's all that matters. At the very bottom here, we have our total. We are just over $15,000 invested into the barn of gains. Now, if we take this number of $15,339 and we compare it to a monthly CrossFit subscription, keep in mind this is only for one person. So if it was for my wife and I, it would actually be $300. However, $150 plus we'll say about $35 in gas because when you go to a gym, you have to drive unless, like me, the gym is in your backyard. $185 a month. In order to break even and make that money, I would have to go to CrossFit for 102 months or 8.5 years. That is a significant amount of time. However, in 10 years, I will be working out for completely free if we use that type of math because I won't be paying a membership. The next thing is if we were to go to something like Planet Fitness, a much cheaper option, not CrossFit. We have our gas. We'll probably spend around $55 a month. It would take 767 months to break even. So 64 years. So in general, if you're looking to save money, going to a super cheap gym, Planet Fitness, something like that is going to be the cheapest option. However, not everybody wants to do that, so this is just an alternative. And one thing I like to point out before I'll end this video, you do not need to have a $15,000 garage gym. You can have a garage gym for $1,500. You can have a garage gym with just the basics for less than $1,000. And that would still be high quality equipment that would last you forever. Certain websites such as Rogue Fitness offer packages for people that want cheap garage gyms. So keep that in mind. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about garage gyms or home gyms, put them down in the comments below. If you're interested in seeing me do a workout in the future, maybe I'll post a YouTube video. I did used to stream videos of workouts, so keep me updated. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel. We do weekly videos on all things finance. And I hope to see you guys next week. Take care.